then he or she goes on to say, there doesn't seem to be anything like what text teachings describe. Anything that is described in any text falls short of what we are seeking. That is, what we are seeking is ātma-vicāra. That means it cannot be described. The texts themselves say it cannot be described. Yes, sometimes it's described, for example, as Sat Chit Ananda, pure being, pure awareness, pure happiness. But these are just descriptions. Until we actually experience ourselves as we actually are, words like Sat Chit Ananda, Brahman, etc. These are just words, just ideas. We are not experiencing them as we actually are until we know ourselves as we actually are. So we should, and anything that is any description has to fall short, because it is beyond the power of thought or word to grasp. So we shouldn't be looking for something that we've seen described in scriptures. Our only concern when we're attending to ourselves, we should forget all scriptures, forget all teachings. There's only teaching we should remember, that we should attend to ourselves. That is, Bhagavan has given us many useful works like Uludu Napadu, Upadeshundia, Nana, ātma-vicāra, Arunachasthuti Panchakam, Ekatma Panchakam, all these works, these are very useful pointers. But in order to go within, we have to leave all these texts behind. We can't take the text within us when we go within, because ultimately these texts are just thoughts, ideas. And we're trying to go to the source from which the original idea, the original thought, namely ego, is arising. So we need to, the teachings and the texts, all the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, all these texts and the commentaries on them and all of Bhagavan's works, they all have one aim and one aim alone, to turn our attention back to ourselves. So long as we're turning our attention back to ourselves, we are following all the texts correctly. But if we're thinking about the texts, we are not going within, we're going out. So the texts are there to remind, when we come out, the texts are very useful reminders that we have to go back within. But we shouldn't be thinking about the text and what they describe in the text when we're trying to go within, because what is described in the text, ultimately, it's all just words and thoughts. Those words and thoughts are pointing to the underlying reality, which is ourself. So to know that, we need to turn our entire attention within. So if any thought about arises, or doesn't seem to be anything like what the texts or the teachings describe, that is just a thought. We need to whom is this thought? We need to turn our attention back towards ourselves, the one to whom that thought appears. Whatever thought may arise, we need to turn our attention back back towards ourselves, the one to whom it appears. This is the only way to go deeper and deeper and deeper within. And we need to continue this practice until we go so deep within that we lose ourselves in our own reality.